Minasai konnichiwa. Hi everybody. So it's been about a week since my last video, but more importantly than that, in this week I have finally made it. I am in Japan. I'm so excited. I'm here. I can't believe it. Oh my gosh. Yes, I'm so happy. In case you can't tell, I'm over the moon. I'm so excited. So, some of the things that I was thinking about talking to you about this week are like the traveling to Japan, the kinds of things that I've seen so far. And so, as I was thinking about, well, what do I want to talk about? What do I want to talk about? I kind of realized that's all pretty boring topics. No, 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 no. You want to hear about the good stuff, right? Yes, of course you do. So, what I decided this week's topic was going to be on, sorry, I'm already laughing, is getting irredeemably lost. For those of you who have never traveled outside of a country or outside of a town, you might not realize this, but part of the joys, as strange as that sounds, but part of the true joy of traveling is getting lost. And it sucks in the moment and you're freaking out and you're panicking and you don't know what to do, but it makes the best stories. Like you don't even realize how great these stories are. So I thought it'd be fun to kind of talk about just a couple of the stories that I've already acquired in my less than 1 week in Japan. So let's begin. Okay, well, let's start at the beginning. So, my first day in Japan, I arrive into Fukuoka, and so I meet some of the other students that are in the program with me, and we all decide, well, we have one day before we need to travel to the school, so why don't we travel around Fukuoka a little bit? So, we're going, and there are 8 of us. And as we're traveling, we get to the buses and we're trying to figure out the bus system or the subway system, and we don't really fully understand, but we have a general idea of the way that we want to go. Well, there's a bus that comes up and we're thinking, "Oh, is this the one that we want to take?" And we weren't really sure, and there were people lined up and nobody was really getting on the bus, and so we're thinking, oh gosh, no, this bus is probably full, we need to wait until the next one. So we get ready to go and line up and everything, but 4 of the people with us are just like, what are you doing? Get on this one, this is what we want, this is what we want. So they jump on and they're looking at us like, get on, get on, get on. And the 4 of us that don't get on are like, what are you doing? Don't get on. Obviously, everybody's lined up. Don't get on. That's so rude. What are you doing? Ah! And meanwhile, everybody in line, because it turns out that they were waiting for a different bus because that was an express one. And I keep saying bus, I really mean train, but I'm sorry, I'm going to be using both constantly. So it turns out that that was actually an express train. Um, so they weren't getting on because it wouldn't stop at their stop. But anyways, the 4 of them get on, and everybody else is giving us this look like, what are you crazy people foreigners doing? Like, what's going on? But they get on and they go, and we're all thinking, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, oh my gosh, we're split up, we're in a foreign country, we aren't gonna know what to do. Oh no, no, no. But we end up getting on the next one after asking for directions and saying, yes, that's what we wanted. And we make it. But so that was good. We figured that out. But later on the way back, we end up getting lost again. We aren't really sure which bus to take, which one we want. And we end up meeting some other foreigners while we were out and about who were actually in Japan because they're teaching, but it was a couple days off for them, so they were traveling around Japan. And we managed to get them lost and get them on the wrong train, even though they spoke way more Japanese than we did and were there for a lot longer. So there you go. We were so bad at directions. We got people who were skilled lost too. But it gets better. Um, just yesterday, I'm skipping kind of a couple lost stories because there were a lot of them. Just be sure to know that I've gotten lost at least twice every day so far. Yeah, fun times, fun times. But yesterday was really bad. I was going to the mall with a couple of my friends because, new country, you need to buy a whole lot of stuff. So we're going and we find the mall, and that was no problem. We get to the mall just fine. But on the way back, in Nagasaki, the bus system, and this time I actually mean bus system, is actually really complicated to the point where people in Nagasaki get kind of confused about it because there are a couple train routes that have the same number, but they go different directions, like they make different turns. So even though we knew that, we didn't really think about that. So on our way back, we get on one of the buses that's going the direction we want, but it ends up turning. And we don't realize that it turned until really late, and we get really confused and really, really lost. And so finally, we have to get off and onto another bus to head the other way, so back towards the mall, so away from where we were going. We make it back, and we're still lost. We have no idea what we're doing. We have no idea where we are. And we end up finding a police station. So we end up going and we ask some police officers who are super friendly and wonderful, and oh my gosh, so much love. Thank you so much. And we ask them for directions, and they get so excited, like, yeah, 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 we can help you, we can help you. But it turns out what we needed was a lot of help. Because the one of the police officers ends up taking us to the bus stop, which is rather common in Japan to actually guide the people that ask for directions all the way until you have shown them exactly where they're going. So he walks with us to the bus stop, which was already above and beyond what I had expected. And he stays there at the bus stop because we don't really speak Japanese. And so he stays there. And as buses are coming, he's going up to every bus driver of the bus that comes and is asking the bus driver if it goes to our stop. And it ends up taking a good 20 minutes until finally our bus comes. And by this point, there's probably been 10 or 12 buses that have already come and gone. So we're thinking, oh my gosh, if he wasn't here, we would be 12 times as lost again because we definitely would have gotten on those buses. So it's a good thing he was here. And so finally our bus comes and he's telling us, go, go, this is it, this is it. So we're like, okay, thank you. Arigato, arigato gozaimasu. And we get on the bus. But while we're getting on, he ends up telling the bus driver our stop. So the bus driver knows which one is our stop. And while we're going, we're thinking, okay, so we know which stop we want, but the police officer told the bus driver the other stop because where we were going is kind of sandwiched between two stops. So we were going to the one after where we were going, and the police officer told the bus driver the one before where we were going. So when we get to the stop before where we think we're getting off, the bus driver ends up announcing to everybody, hey, foreigners, you get off here. But the bus driver has such an interesting way of speaking that we weren't really listening because it's kind of hard to tell what he's saying, and we kind of tune him out because we know it's our next stop. But the bus isn't moving, the bus isn't moving, and it's been a good 3 minutes, and we're looking around like, what's going on? And we realize that everyone on the bus is staring at us and laughing really, really hard. And we finally listen to what the bus driver's saying, and he's saying, this is your stop, get off, get off. And we're like, oh my gosh. So yeah, even with the police escort, we ended up holding up a bus for a good 3 minutes because we weren't listening or paying attention. But hey, good times, good times. So just remember, when you get horribly lost in another country, it makes for great stories and YouTube videos. So good luck. And if you have any fun stories about getting lost, please put them in the comments below so I know I'm not the only one. Thank you. Bye.